Namaste everyone, and welcome back to the Yoga Habit Challenge. I'm Megan, and we'll start today in standing Tadasana. We're going to do a flow today that's inspired by this form of Shiva called the Nataraja, the king dancer. So we'll go through some dancing poses, we'll challenge our balance a little bit today, and we'll tap into that power of freedom within our movements. So finding Tadasana, shoulders relaxed. The story has it that Shiva danced this dance of bliss that brings about the changes of time, the destruction of one age and the beginning of the next age, that he dances through the karmic cycle of life and death and rebirth. It's a reminder that any challenges that we face in life, we can treat them as if they're this big, heavy burden, or we can treat them as if they're just part of the dance, part of the flow. So we'll find that joyful energy in our practice today. Finding your deep inhales, your exhales that draw the navel towards the spine, engaging that deep TA muscle within your core. Expansion with your inhales, compression with your exhales, that dance within the breath itself. And we'll begin with what's classically called sun salutations B. So finding a deep bend in your knees, inhale to raise your arms, and we'll come into chair pose right away to begin. Knees drawing outward, open, and then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Notice how that tips the pelvis forward. Then inhale to your halfway lift, nice open heart, and exhale, step back into a plank, find your chaturanga, and we'll inhale to an upward dog or a cobra pose here. Then exhale, curling over the toes, lift the hips back and up for downward facing dog. Now ground down through your left heel as much as you can. Your next inhale is going to step your right foot forward behind the right wrist, just far enough that you can still ground through the back heel and rise up to your warrior one pose. It's a back bend, so open the heart. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step back to plank chaturanga once again. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale to downward dog. Grounding through the right heel this time. Step the left foot forward behind the left wrist. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale, fold forward, framing the foot with the hands, stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back for downward dog. Now take 5 breaths in your downward dog. We find external rotation of the shoulders in downward dog, so you're nice and engaged through the muscles that protect the shoulder blades. Notice how your navel draws towards spine with every exhale. And then gazing forward between the hands, inhale to step or tiptoe or float the feet forward into your halfway lift. And then exhale to come down into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Feet at hip width distance here if they weren't already. We'll inhale to deeply bend the knees back to Utkatasana, chair pose. Then exhaling to press into the heels, hands come to heart center. Find your way back to Tadasana. Now we'll add some of our dancers' movements into that, making it more of a vinyasa flow. So again, bending the knees deeply, inhale to chair. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, chaturanga. Inhale to your upward dog or cobra, opening the heart. And exhale, lifting back to downward facing dog. Now plant your left heel down. This time we'll add a vinyasa 3-legged downward dog by inhaling to raise the right leg. And then exhaling, plant the foot just behind the right wrist. And once again, inhale as you reach the arms in front, rising up to your warrior one. Take a few breaths in warrior one if you'd like. Really ground through the right foot because we'll be balancing on that in just a second. When you're ready for your next exhale, lean into the front foot. Lift your back leg off the ground, knee in front of you so you can take hold of your shin. Find your balance there. Maybe you're looking at a very still spot on the ground. And when you're ready, you can inhale to open that hip out to the side, reaching for your ankle to place your foot to the inside of the thigh or the calf or wherever it feels comfortable for your tree pose. And bring your hands to heart center. Now we'll see if we can find our stillness even in movement here. So really focus your drishti, your soft gaze, at a very still spot on the floor in front of you. And then inhale to raise your arms up overhead. We'll add a lateral bend in here. So with your exhale, lower your left fingers to the inside of the left knee as you reach to the side through the right hand. Finding that stretch through the whole right side of the body. Then inhale, raise the arms up, lift the knee in front of you. See if you can keep that external rotation and then take the bend to the other side with your exhale. Now a tricky transition. We'll inhale to rise back up, bending the knee in front of you. Send the leg behind you as you exhale the left hand behind to take hold of either the outside or the inside of the foot, whatever feels right for you. Inhale to lift through the chest as you find your balance here. And then exhale, bend forward, hinging from the hips to find your Natarajasana, your King Dancer's pose. Take a few breaths to steady yourself here. And then inhale to rise back up and exhale, lower the arms, lower the leg, shake out the right foot. So that's a lot of work on that foot. So it was gripping into the ground. And then we'll do the same on the other side from Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, long spine. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Planting through the right heel, inhale, raise the left leg, three-legged downward dog, hip bones facing to the ground. Exhale, plant the foot behind the left wrist. Grounding through the back heel, inhale to rise up. Warrior One pose. Take a few breaths there once again, opening the heart. And then pressing into the front foot, lift the back leg, knee comes in front of you to take hold of the shin. And then inhaling to open that knee out to the side, reach for the ankle, planting the foot wherever it comfortably wants to be today. Hands to heart center at first. And when you've really found your balance, you've found your drishti, you're feeling good, you're feeling steady, then inhale to raise the arms. And exhale to that side bend, reaching to the side, lowering your mudra to the inside of the right knee, lengthening through the left side body. Inhaling to rise up, lifting the leg as well. And exhaling, tipping to the other side. Then inhaling, rising up, lifting the knee in front of you. Exhale, sending the leg behind. Right hand comes to the right foot. And exhale as you fold forward into your back bend. Natarajasana. Keep the heart lifting, keep the leg lifting. Hips stay square if possible. And then exhaling to release, lowering it all down, shaking out whatever wants to be shaken out. Now let's inhale to raise the arms and exhale, fold forward. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank, but just lower the knees down, uncurl the toes, and sit back over your feet while in plantar flexion. Help give a little bit of relief from that strong grounding in our balance poses. Now swing the legs around in front of you. To counteract those back bends, we'll take a Paschimottanasana. I always recommend bending the knees first. Draw the fleshy parts away from the sit bones so you can really tip your pelvis forward. A bolster under the hips would also be nice there. Then inhale to raise your arms. Lengthen the spine like you're pulling through the arms as you exhale. Fold forward just until you can lay your chest on your thighs. Take an inhale to re-lengthen the spine like you're trying to pull your chest as far forward towards your feet as possible. And then with your exhale, keeping the chest on the thighs, you can start walking the heels a little further in front, thus directing the stretch into the hamstrings. For these last few breaths, just allow your back to round if it wants to. Allow yourself to really relax into this. And with your next inhale, lengthening the spine, walking the hands back towards you. Keep walking them back until you can lower all the way down onto your back for Shavasana. As always, take as long of a Shavasana as you'd like, remembering to keep that energy of the dancer within our thoughts, within our hearts, so that rather than facing every little challenge as if it's this huge thing to carry, we can treat it as part of the dance. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.